Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a morning edition of Torrential Tom. I am your host, Torrential Tom. So we're going to get right into it as we have a snowstorm coming tomorrow morning. So less than 24 hours away from snow falling from our skies. So as we always do, this is our current weather, and you can see we have a colder source of energy in the middle of the country. Right here, that's where our snow is. And then we have a source of energy getting moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, which is starting to form right in here. Now, what we are expecting over the next 6 hours or so, we're expecting this energy to start forming a low pressure off the coast of the Carolinas. And we're expecting these two energies to come together, which is going to give us a nor'easter tomorrow. Now, as I mentioned from the previous episode, we are not expecting this thing to be on the benchmark, which would give the I-95 corridor and areas in northern Jersey, southeast New York, those classic 8+ inch snowfalls. Instead, we're thinking it's going to be further east of that benchmark, so the heavier snowfall will be further east, closer to the coast. So this is the European model, and all the models are pretty much in agreement right now with where this storm is going to develop and where it's going to pass through our area, and they're pretty much in agreement with accumulations. So this is using the European model. This is the current setup that you just saw from the previous screen. Nothing changing, but like I said, you have this source of energy here, and you can see there's a low pressure as you see some waves in these isobars. So that means there's some vorticity forming there, so a low pressure will be forming soon. It's going to grab the energy from this wave of energy right in here, and it's going to form a low that's going to come up the coast. So this is today, late afternoon. You can see those two systems are now coming together. We don't have two areas of waves. We now have one central low forming off the Carolina coast, South Carolina, Georgia coast, and you can see the energies are starting to form. We're starting to get some of the heavier snow bands in here through Tennessee, through North Carolina, through Virginia. And then we head into later tonight, much later tonight. This storm's already coming up the coastline. It's already now in southern Virginia. The low pressure has formed. The two sources of energy have met. You have the cold sector, you have the warmer sector to the south and the ocean. And of course, we're going to have some mixing in extreme southern New Jersey through Delaware, as we usually do with these coastal storms. But where you have that cold air fighting the warm air, you see some darker blues, and this is a heavier band of snow, which is a classic setup with these coastal storms that become nor'easters. Now, usually, if it tracks closer to the coast, right in here, which is the benchmark, that heavier blue band usually sets up right in here, and that gives those areas the 8+ inch snowfalls, basically what we saw with the storm last week. This one will not be that case, as that low pressure is going to be further to the east. So this heavier band, if anything, will be off the coast and maybe come across extreme coastal areas. And you can see here that low pressure is already going further east. That darker band of blue is Long Island, it's Rhode Island, extreme southeastern Massachusetts, and extreme southeastern New Jersey, which gives our local area, the northern Jersey, southeastern New York, western Connecticut area, some lighter snow at times, some moderate snow. But this storm will be very quick moving. It's not like last week's where the high pressure is holding it in place. It's not blocked. It's just going to move in, move out quick. So now we move to Tuesday, and I mentioned in the last episode that we're going to have a very active weather pattern ahead. So our next shot of snow and some rain, some mixing, will be less than 48 hours after this nor'easter comes through tomorrow. So Tuesday, possibly afternoon, we're looking at our next shot of snow. There's going to be some energy in the south here, and there's going to be a weak clipper system coming from Alberta that's going to travel around this high pressure, and it's going to be very weak, very moisture starved, so not much there, but it may form some source of energy with this energy here that's grabbing moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, which may form a low, which the European showing here, which may move off the coast and strengthen a little bit. So we can see some accumulations with this system. Following Tuesday's quick hitting light snow, rain mix, we're going to have some Arctic air move in. We're going to have low temperatures in the teens, some wind chills in the single digits, and high temperatures in the 20s for a couple days. Following that, that's all from this high pressure in here. You can see all the air from the Arctic, from that high pressure, is being pushed downward. You follow all these isobars, it's all coming downward from the Arctic Circle. So for tomorrow's storm, we look at the torrential meter, give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 really for the coastal areas, and more so a 3 out of 5 for the more suburban, southeastern New York, western Connecticut, northern New Jersey parts, just because of the time of day, moving in early tomorrow morning and coming out, going through the afternoon. It's Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people are going to be out at the grocery store. People have work. So there's going to be travel during the hours of this snowstorm, and that's what makes it tough. If it was late at night, through the overnight hours, it really wouldn't be much of a big deal. So we go to our snowfall torrential Tom totals, and if you look all the way on the coastal edge over here, the extreme southeastern Connecticut, extreme Long Island area here, you can see we have some purple. That's where we could see the 4 to 8 inch range. The darker blues, that's where we could see 3 to 6 inches in here. And then you go up into northern Rockland, you go into northern Westchester, and points north. That's where you could see 2 to 4 inches in that lighter blue. That's where we have the winter weather advisories due to the lighter snow. We have winter storm warnings in all the other areas on this map that are in the dark blues or in the purple. So heavier snow expected closer to the coast, which is not the case with most of these storms. Usually the winners, the bullseye, is right in here, as we saw with the storm earlier this week. So in summary, quick moving nor'easter coming through tomorrow. Heavier snow on the coast. We have another shot of snow on Tuesday, which we're going to watch closely, but no more than an inch or two. An Arctic blast following Tuesday's storm, as there's a high pressure in Canada that's going to bring some colder air in. And stormy pattern is going to continue through this weekend, next week, and through next weekend, as we have multiple chances at storms, at clipper storms, the weak ones that we're going to see Tuesday, and a couple chances at some coastal lows that could form into a nor'easter that could give us some heavy precipitation. As always, follow me on Twitter at Torrential Tom. Follow me on Instagram, Torrential Tom WX. Please leave your questions, anything weather related. I will be more than happy to answer it. Please like this video, subscribe. I will be back tomorrow or Monday with a quick update on Tuesday's storm and anything that will be following in the near future. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.